The story of Sir Thomas More. The year of 1509 was one of great celebration in England, as there was a new king, Henry VIII, and he married the beautiful Spanish princess Catherine of Aragon. However, nearly 20 years later, without a true son and heir and having fallen in love with someone else, the king was looking for a way out of the marriage. To get a divorce, he had to ask the Pope, as head of the Roman Catholic Church, for permission. The Pope refused to allow it. And so for the next few years, those with clever minds surrounding the king fell to helping him solve his great matter, the problem of how he could divorce his wife. After years of debate, and failing to persuade Catherine to agree to a divorce, it was decided that England would break away from the Pope and Rome, and the king, along with all his subjects, would become English Catholics. The king would become the head of this new church and allow himself the divorce that he so desperately wanted. Some people welcomed this change, as there were lots of complaints against the church. But for others, the idea that the king was to be the supreme head of the church in England was difficult to live with. They believed that God had chosen the king to rule England and the Pope to be the head of the church. It questioned their faith. The king was determined to make everyone accept both the change to the church and his divorce from Catherine, and he came down hard on those who openly disagreed. There were lots of arrests, and many people were found to be either heretics or traitors. Either way, the punishments were death. One such man who would not accept the king's supremacy was Thomas More. This was a huge blow to the king, as Sir Thomas was his chancellor and a trusted friend. He was also very intelligent and helped the king in the running of the country. In particular, Sir Thomas was a lawyer and had a very quick mind for making laws to suit the king's needs. In this important position, Thomas More investigated anyone believed to be a heretic, and often these investigations led to arrest and death. Sir Thomas didn't really agree with the divorce, but after a lot of pressure from the king, he did agree to respect the new Queen Anne Boleyn. But he refused to agree with the changes to the church. This refusal meant that in 1534, Sir Thomas was arrested and taken to the Bell Tower in the Tower of London. Even then, the king still had hopes of persuading him to sign an oath, agreeing that the king was the supreme head of the church in England. But Sir Thomas wouldn't budge. The king had him moved to cold, smaller rooms to make him uncomfortable. But still, his mind was made up. Finally, the king ordered his books to be taken from him. This really hurt Sir Thomas, who was known for his love of books and had written many himself. Now he had nothing. Still, the king sent his best men to argue, beg and plead with him to change his mind. He would not budge. In the end, the king was forced to put him on trial, and he was found guilty of treason. For this crime, most people would be hanged, drawn and quartered. But as he was once a man of great importance, he was allowed a quicker, less painful execution. So, on the 6th of July, 1535, Sir Thomas More was taken from his prison and walked to the scaffold on Tower Hill. A small crowd had gathered, and he spoke to them, saying he had always been a loyal servant to the king, but that he always put God first. Then, with one swift drop of the axe, his head was cut off. His body was buried in the chapel at the Tower, but his head was placed on London Bridge for all to see. Sir Thomas More died for his religious beliefs, and so would many more during the reign of the Tudor monarchs.